Hello, welcome to 720 degrees on the C64. Now this is a conversion of a Atari coin-op from 86, and it was converted, well it says 87, but I think it actually came out 88, if I remember, early 88, converted by Chris Butler. Now let's get started. Now unfortunately this is probably not one of his best games, but it's still not too bad. Now, as you can see, this is obviously a skateboarding game. It's sort of mixture of a free-form environment where you've got to rack up points to get tickets, to pay for tickets. And once you have tickets, then you can go into events, and if you do well in events, you can get money, and then you can buy more sort of power-ups. Now this is the ramp, which unfortunately is not very good on the 64. I mean, the coin-op was quite. You could do quite a few moves, but here you can really just sort of spin round, which is a bit hard to do without a joystick, to be honest. I'm using keys here. Now, in the background you can hear a quite lively version of the coin-op's music. Music was by, and this version was by Ben Daglish, I think. It's okay, but it gets a bit annoying after a while because it's the only piece of music in the game. And the coin-op itself had quite a lot of tunes in it, and unfortunately, for some reason, they just elected to have one piece of continuous music on the 64, which it's okay, but unfortunately, I think could have been better. Now, the appearance of the game is a bit disappointing. In the coin-op, actually not these guys then. In the coin-op, the graphics are quite bright, colourful, sort of reflecting the sort of skateboarding ethos, bright colours and all that sort of thing. But on 64, it's quite drab looking. It sticks with this colour palette for the whole game, which is a bit disappointing, I think. One area that is done quite well, I mean, is the it's not a multi-load. This probably explains why the graphics are not all that great. Just obviously he's just tried to cram it all into a single load, and he's done quite a good job, really. I think a multi-load would have killed it. I mean, if you played Skate or Die, then you know a multi-load can really kill these sort of games. I think, apart from the rather drab-looking graphics, they're okay. There's not really a lot of, isometric scrolling games on the 64. I mean, this is, the isometric perspective is done quite well, I think. Even to the extent that you can go behind these fences here, it's still, there's still some masking, attempt at sort of masking involved. Now, when your time runs out and it says skate or die, then a swarm of bees comes to get you. They're there. And you can only avoid them for so long before they actually find their way to you and kill you. Once they kill you, it's game over. And on a coin-op, you could obviously just pump more money in, but on a 64, I think you only get 2 continues. I think. In his defence, I think this is quite a decent conversion of a coin-op that was okay. It was not a great coin-op, I think, but it's I feel like skateboarding. I suppose you might like the coin-op a bit more. Right, well, I've done 3 events already, but there was only 4 events in the game, and most of the game you should really sort of spend in these in this environment here, trying to rack up points. This is the best way to make progress in the game. Now once you've done each event, the game sort of loops to the next difficulty level and restarts basically. So after I've done this event, that's pretty much showing you all the game has to offer. There isn't really that much. That's me, I've done all the events. All the game does now is loop and just increase the difficulty, and that's it. I think I can maybe loop it 3 times before the game becomes too hard to continue. It becomes too hard to get tickets. Right, so that's 720 degrees for you. It's not one of Chris Butler's best games or best conversions. It's okay. Could have been a bit more polished, I think. But I think graphically, it's okay. It's fairly average, I think. The programming's quite good. There's no obvious bugs or anything like that. In a way, it just feels a little unfinished, maybe. But maybe it was just pressed for time to get it out in time for Christmas or something. Oops. Right, so well, there you go. That's 720 degrees. I'll give it 6 out of 10. I think, which is I think it's a fair score. It's quite a playable, fun game for a short while. It gets a bit repetitive, but it's not the worst game I've ever played. It's fairly average. It's a fair game. I think 6 out of 10 is a fair score.